What's up, fire signs? This one's for you. Going to be doing an energy reading for this week. So if you're curious what might be going on, stick around. We're about to get into it. All right. So I'm actually going to start by talking about what's going on in the planets today. So we do have Mars squaring Pluto, which is in retrograde. And this transit is known for stirring up power struggles, sudden conflicts, and extreme reactions. So definitely be careful because it's going to challenge you to confront maybe hidden fears, break some compulsive patterns, and release situations where you're holding maybe too tightly to comfort. We also have the moon entering Libra, so that's going to help at least balance out the emotions that are coming with that Mars squaring Pluto. So it might be, a struggle for part of the day, and then it kind of comes back together later on, that kind of it'll balance out the situation emotionally. But yeah, it might be kind of tough at first, so just be careful and recognize if you're getting too overly emotional over something or whatever is coming up for you. Maybe there's something in those feelings that need to be dealt with and washed away. So yeah, pay attention to that stuff. Don't shy from it. Don't run from it, for sure. So there's something to be aware of. But let's pull a Citadel card to see what archetype you're in. Any day now. Okay. Sometimes this happens. You just gotta be patient. It means there's a very specific card waiting to come out. Nope, I would need one. Oh, I realized I forgot to light my candle. There we go. The Hound, loyalty, promises, chains. All right, man. Interesting visual there. I've gotten this card quite a few times recently, actually, but I can't remember exactly what it was talking about. This deck is still pretty new to me, so let me pull up the page real quick. Promises are not made lightly, and you may be starting to realize that an agreement you made has come with more restrictions than you thought. Keeping your word is important, but don't let yourself be taken advantage of. It's not too late to decide a relationship, agreement, or situation no longer benefits you. Don't hold on to ties out of a misguided sense of loyalty or lost time. Sometimes the best path of action is to break free and start again. Man, yeah, so really pay attention to what's coming up for you today. There might be some things to let go of, some things to reflect on. Yeah, just pay attention to what's not working for you right now, But let's keep going. Let's see how this is showing up for you with some traditional tarot. You're welcome to skip ahead if you don't like to see the cards come out. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, so we are starting with the Seven of Swords here, which tells me that there was some deceptive behavior going on, whether that's you or another person, or maybe your own brain kind of trying to deceive you about maybe something that you're holding on to, with this card that we started out with. but I definitely feel like that is being put to rest because you utilized your voice and said, hey, that is not working for me. I need to do something about that. You utilize your authority, and whether that's, with yourself or with somebody else, I definitely feel like it was because you weren't getting that 10 of cups that you wanted. You weren't getting that fulfillment that you were looking for. And I feel like this thing, it needed to kind of fall apart. And I feel like this was an opportunity for you to kind of start over, like it said. Whoa, that's interesting. Yeah, so I do feel like this was kind of like you saying, hey, I do not have this, and this is what I want. So, I'm gonna let go of all this and start from the beginning, and you found your Ace of Cups. You found that opportunity to restart and kind of disassemble the tower that you may have been building that is no longer working for you. So I definitely feel like this is a divine readjustment period for you, one that you're aware of, that you're kind of in control of, but it's still painful nonetheless, right? And maybe check if you're still being loyal to this person or place or thing or idea that is no longer serving you anymore. That definitely needs to be checked out, and it's going to show up for you today. And it's going to be important to listen to it and not fight it off. But I do feel like this is an opportunity for you to heal and start fresh, going from the ace. Well, I guess the page actually is the start, but yeah, this is like really you taking that cup and starting to walk the path and heal those wounds that you gained from this situation. And I do feel like you're going to be doing a lot of reflection on whatever this connection was, and I'm going to read this very broadly, but for some of you, this is about a relationship, right? And this is talking about how you're looking back on it now and seeing why things happened as they did, why you maybe played a part and how they played a part, and just kind of really just reflecting over what has ensued, what went down and where you are now and how you got there. Like there's just a lot of reflection going on here, and I feel like you're seeing, in real time, the cause of your effect. I feel like this is a huge collective theme right now. I feel like I've been talking about it nonstop with people with the Justice card. Just it's the law of cause and effect. The cause of our effect is playing out right now, or the effect of our cause, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's like every little action creates a reaction. So we are seeing the boomerang come back in our life and seeing what it does. We're seeing the other end of our decisions and seeing where we're defensive and where we utilize our voice, and maybe where you should be using your voice, but instead you're getting defensive and emotional and not able to communicate effectively. But I definitely feel like you're seeing where you're balanced and where you're imbalanced. It's like what works and what doesn't. I just feel like you're seeing how effective communication can lead you to a more pleasing outcome, I guess. I don't know, it's an interesting thing to come through, but yeah, this is really based on communication, like all this and emotions. I just feel like there's a lot of things being said too much, things not being said enough. I feel like you're seeing where that imbalance is within you of where you fight and where you handle it. So yeah, it's just really interesting and it's coming through that way. But I feel like this is an opportunity for you. If you can move through this energy in a conducive way and not get wrapped up on, oh, I'm the bad guy or they're the bad guy. It's just really about, can you look at this through a lens of like, damn, yeah, they were right here and I was wrong there, and I was right here and they were wrong there. Just looking at it so realistically and without, looking at it through your pain or looking at it through your victim mentality, right? It's really letting all of those go and just seeing shit for what it is. So yeah, I definitely feel like you're starting to see why things played out the way they did and how you needed to learn it this way. But are you still holding on, right? I feel like that's the main question. And it's like interesting that this is also a sword motif as well. Yeah, your strength can turn into your demise, is what I'm seeing. It's like, are you communicating in a conducive way, or are you just trying to prove a point? Are you trying to get somewhere, or is this just about feeding your ego? This is what this is feeling like. You know, it's like, are you going to eat your words, or are you going to stay strong? It's kind of up to you, right? Are you going to see this as an opportunity to really connect with your divine feminine and learn how to be more compassionate with your words and understand that your words are like fertilizer to a seed, right? It's like you are depicting whether this thing is going to grow or whether it's going to die. Are your words providing a safe, conducive environment for growth, or are they creating a hostile, scary environment that nothing can grow in? You know, this is really, oh man, this is some heavy shit. So yeah, this is going to show you a lot about where you're feeling great and where you're still stuck in this pain mindset. But either way, this energy is going to get you motivated to figuring it out and dealing with it. So don't discount this energy. Don't get scared of it. Don't run away. Face it. Feel it. So you can finally put this cycle to rest and enter something more positive and conducive. I just feel like you're leaving like a lot of negative egotistical habits behind, which is a definite con of like fire signs. I feel like they definitely teeter the line between confident and arrogant sometimes. And that's tough. I have a lot of fire in my chart as well. Not in my main 3, but it's deep in there. And I see how it can manipulate me into feeding my ego sometimes. It's like, oh shit, I didn't even realize like I was accidentally feeding my ego here. So it's really hard to see. There's a lot of illusions that can come with that. But once you get really good at cutting your own bullshit, that's the key. So let's keep going. Let's get some other cards flowing in here. Let's get some confirmational messages from the good tarot. 8 of fire, man, that fire. This card has been coming out a lot for people, and I shuffle my deck every single time. Dang, 10 of water? Yeah, because that's 10 of cups. 10 of air, yep. Okay. Gathering momentum, celebrating swift changes, travel, transformation. Momentum is building as the power of spirit serves to power this transformation. Definitely. You know, with this Knight of Swords, there's a lot of momentum picking up here, especially with us being in spring. This time of year is the momentum time. So momentum is building as the power of spirit serves to power this transformation. I'm traveling to new territories and I'm eager to experience all that these lands have to offer. I have arrived at my destination and now the adventure of discovery is energizing me. Yeah, allow this to energize you. Don't allow this to instill a bunch of fear in you. Figure out a way to roll with this and flow with this. Unexpected resources, happy surprises, generosity. What I've sent forth in love comes back to me many times over. As the generosity of others becomes apparent and unexpected resources show up, the universe is exhibiting its generosity, reminding me that the world is full of pleasant surprises. Inside the pretty package is tangible aid, a gift from spirit. Just when I was beginning to doubt, I am reminded of the treasures I'm entitled to receive that show up at my door. What will I unwrap today? Yeah, so this tells me as soon as you get to a place where you're feeling content, you know, where you're at and feeling happy about where you're going, I feel like not even just happy, but more positive. I feel like you're going to get some opportunities that come in that prove to you you're on the right path. But you got to instill some trust first. So make sure that you're trusting your path and not doubting and being too closed off. Creative planning for the future, mapping progress, trusting in the unknown, spirit-inspired ambition. Whenever I can't see how my dreams will coalesce into form, I can trust in the process of co-creation and engage more deeply in the process of envisioning something new. I've already started to make progress, and soon my passion will attract the perfect situation for me. The light of spirit helps me see my way and feel the universe aligning to bring me what I need. Yeah, things are This is really interesting. I feel like as you walk this path, you're gonna get little like little bits of motivation, you know what I mean? Like little, oh man, how can I explain this? Like I'm thinking of it like a video game of like little like XP points that kind of boost you and help push you further in this endeavor. Wow, look at that. King of Pentacles. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of abundance coming through. But I feel like you have to deal with this shit first. You know what I mean? You can't just expect a bunch of beauty when you're just ignoring all of this pain. Like it's not going to show up the same way, and it's not going to give you that same like vibration, like high. It won't get you to the higher vibration that you could because you're too busy entertaining the lower vibrational shit. So be careful with that. All right, let's do King of Earth. Enterprising, philanthropy, ability to attract abundant wealth, magnanimous, conscious manifesting, a reliable leader. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere because I'm competent and committed. I am ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. Look at that. I'm competent and committed. And before I started this reading, I feel like there was kind of a test of my own commitment before that. And so maybe all of this doubt and pain that's resurfacing is kind of meant to test your commitment to yourself and your path. Are you confident in what you've done? Because this is going to showcase if you're not. And if you're not, there might be some more reflection that needs to be done in order to get yourself to a point where you're feeling content and happy with where you're going, right? This is not the energy you want to stay in. You allow this to rise, but you allow it to fall. You don't keep that around, you know? You don't want this lingering in you because it'll fester and into, you know, bigger wounds and bigger problems. Like kind of like an infection, you know? It's like if you don't address the wound on your body, it's gonna get infected. So shit like that is coming through. Make sure you're taking care of yourself in a physical and spiritual way. It's not just about, you know, physical. It's about mental as well. So let's move to 10 of water. Well, no, I don't even really need to read that, but this is feeling like you could really have some beautiful emotional fulfillment if you could just continue this path. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, of momentum building, unexpected resources coming through, and you seeing that and being grateful for that, you mapping out your progress, you figuring out where you're going on your path, like kind of, you know, grabbing all these little pieces and staying abundant. You know, it's all about, can you stay abundant even when you don't quote unquote have everything you need, right? It's like, I feel like a lot of times we feel like I need this to get started. I need this, I need that. And it's really not about that. It's about acting rich before you actually are. And that's with anything that you aspire to be, you know, kind of embodying it before you fully step into it. Because that's what brings that timeline here now, you know, it brings it to you closer rather than further. You know, not everything has to be way far down the line. It could be tomorrow. You know, you never know what can happen. And that's the beauty of trust. That's the beauty of trusting in the universe, because it opens you up to any possibility. You're not limited by your own self anymore. You're open to the experiences and opportunity that lies in the unknown. And after, you know, chaos, right? It can realign you to what you actually want. So be more grateful for this chaos. You know, I feel like it's helping align you to exactly what you're looking for, but make sure you're not holding on to something too tightly to the point where you're blocking yourself from stepping into this new start, right? There's a need to let go, or else you're going to get eaten. 10 of air is, oh wow, and the star card underneath, and the strength card. Oh my goodness. So yeah, 10 of air is hopeful beginnings meet, okay, painful endings meet hopeful beginnings, you know? So there's no losses in learning. There's no need to regret what you've done. There's only a need to learn from what you've done. And I'm seeing that with the 3 of earth right here. This is about learning, collaboration, us working together to raise each other's vibration. You met with that other person, caused a bunch of chaos for a reason. That was for both of your growth. You guys, whether you realize it or not, made a soul contract out of it and was like, hey, I need to learn this. And they're like, hey, I need to learn that. Like, okay, we can work something out. And that's your soul's talking, you know? But then your bodies, y'all don't realize all that, right? So maybe look at things a little bit differently, and that'll help you heal. I'm definitely getting a vibe you should be journaling more. Getting it out in words helps a lot. You're very close to achieving your goal. Expect powerful change and a time for healing with the star card right here. Communication is key. Yeah, this whole reading was about communication. I feel like this is even communication with yourself. Maybe you're not being honest enough with yourself. And if you can't be honest with yourself because it's too painful, the universe is going to show you in a bunch of other painful ways. So it's a lot easier to do that on your own rather than learning through a reflection of you, which is another person. We are all reflections of each other. Anytime somebody pisses you off, there is something in that person that resembles you. You know? Or something that you wish you could embody, but it's showing up as anger and frustration because you're not there. You know, pay attention to what pisses you off, what you talk shit about, because the universe got a lesson in there for you. I'm very careful with my words nowadays. So I get, you know, a little superstitious because I believe our words have power, you know, and it's you got to be really careful. Trying to gossip less is hard because gossiping can be fun, but it's like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's conducive for anybody. I think it just spews a bunch of negativity. Like, even if that person didn't think about, you know, that person in that way, now they are. I've had that before where it's like, I didn't think anything bad about somebody until this other person started talking a bunch of shit, and I'm like, oh. But it's like, part of me wishes I didn't know any of that, and I didn't have those, like, negative thoughts that this other person instilled in me. Do you see what I'm saying? Toxic behavior. We need it to stop. But anyways, let's go on to the guidance messages. Find your voice. Holy shit, dude. Collective message got this as well. But all this sword energy, this is you finding your voice, figuring out how to speak up in a confident but not arrogant way, in a productive, not hurtful way. You know, there's a lot changing with the way that you communicate. Maybe you struggled to express yourself at all before, you know? Explore your creative side. Any creative endeavor will help you push through those judgmental patterns, right? If you're too judgmental, it's like being creative about something, it kind of allows you to jump into play again. And, you know, people talk about play a lot in art, but I think that it needs to be talked about just in life in general. When you're doing the dishes, when you're, you know, just going to the grocery store, how can you add a little bit more fun and creativity to your life? Not just a creative passion, but to your life in general. Be a little bit more playful. It is not that deep. It is, but it's not. You know, I think that we've really overcomplicated this life shit. To a detriment, in a way. It's like, I feel like we've gotten way too serious. It's like, yeah, we've been, you know, working a lot, but I feel like it's really, work has really destroyed some people, you know? I don't know. It's complicated. Back to basics. Yeah, go back to basics. Simplify. Simplicity is definitely coming through right now with these two cards. So, you know, find your voice. Go back to basics. Be creative and play. You know, connect with your inner child right now. And just recenter yourself without the noise of everybody else. I've definitely been feeling like everybody kind of needs to be in hermit mode right now. So that's what I got for y'all. This was kind of an intense one. Reconnect with Mother Earth is sneaking over here. So yeah, go outside as much as you can. It helps. But yeah, there's a lot coming through here. This was a kind of intense message, but I do feel like it was conducive and helpful, and hope that you found something out of it and I wasn't too harsh. But yeah, I wish you the best. And if you guys want to let me know how this resonates for you, I would love to know in the comments below. I would love if you could subscribe or, like this video. I'm still trying to push my YouTube, but I'm just rolling with it and trying not to, put too much pressure on myself or views or anything like that, and just make my little videos and have a good time. So thank y'all for joining me and have a good time with me. I hope you have a great week. Bye.